Good morning and welcome to the 8:15 Daily Operations Weather Brief. This morning we are starting off the day with light winds and a few layers of mid to upper level clouds drifting overhead. We can anticipate those clouds continuing to build in throughout the day today as our protective area of high pressure begins to shift offshore and signal a change in the overall weather pattern, as we do have an approaching cold front that is set to bring some steady rain come the early hours of tomorrow morning. So we'll definitely have to be prepared for some wet conditions as we start off the day tomorrow. Now, looking at this morning surface analysis chart, we do see that high pressure continuing to move offshore, and we'll see a front approaching from the west after sunset, in which we'll see those rain chances increase rather rapidly as they are tied to a strong system up in the north central portions of the United States right now. That system will interact with some upper level energy and lead to some widespread rain in the hours following midnight, in which may be moderate to heavy at times. And similarly, we'll also see a low-level jet overnight that is strengthening and producing gusts in excess of 25 knots, likely necessitating the need for a wind advisory. And then following such that front on Friday morning, once that front fully moves through, we'll start to see those skies clear up to become mostly clear by midday, and those winds should be looking to diminish by evening, leading to clear skies, light winds, and lows in the 30s for Friday night. And then Saturday, we do look to remain dry and seasonable with highs in the mid-40s, and that will set the tone for the next week or so ahead, in which we do look to remain largely dry. Taking a look at the current weather observations out on the field here, we do have a broken layer at 16,000 feet and a broken layer of clouds at 20,000 feet with currently unrestricted visibility. Winds are out of the northeast at about 9 knots, and our temperatures are sitting in the low 40s as of current with 85% humidity, and that is has been fluctuating but will decrease before shortly coming back up with time as we see that front approaching and kind of funnel some more moisture into our area. Taking a look at this morning's satellite imagery here, we can see those mid to upper level clouds pretty clearly depicted and generally building in over the local area. We can also see at the very end of this loop there that cold front approaching, denoted by that pretty sharp gradient of cloud formation. That will be the weather maker that will give us our rain chances come this afternoon, and it will continue to push from west to east into the area. Similarly, we can see that front making its way across here, that line of storms. Can't rule out a flash of lightning or clap of thunder with this. Some embedded convective activity is certainly possible. Not anything that would be considered too widespread, though. If anything, just those winds look to be rather sporty in nature. But overall timing here, that rain does come in after midnight and then exits generally before noon on Friday morning, which will lead us to the 24-hour forecast ahead here, which we can expect scattered to broken cloud cover for a majority of the day. We'll see those clouds become more so predominantly broken in nature before becoming overcast in the early hours of tomorrow morning. That also coincides with those rain chances, in which rain does look to be likely, as well as those increasing winds. Likely going to see a wind advisory come into play, and we'll also see the chance for some lowered ceilings in the early hours of tomorrow. But again, with time tomorrow morning, those conditions do look to improve rather quickly once that front has immediately crossed the local area. The backside brings in some cooler, drier air, and we'll see things clear up rather quickly. And that will bring us to the short-term risk chart for the next 2 days. On Friday, we can anticipate windy conditions with rain likely, and as mentioned before, cloudy conditions turning mostly sunny after midday and a high of 59. Definitely some color on the board to indicate the risks associated with that frontal passage. Friday night, mostly clear with a few clouds that will be mixing in, and we'll see those lingering elevated winds, but with time, as everything else, those winds will be on the decline. You can also anticipate a low of around 30 degrees, and then Saturday, greens across the board and partly cloudy with a high of 45, and that will set the tone for the next few days ahead. And that is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. Be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a fantastic day.